Hey guys, hi, welcome back. So in this video, we will discuss about radioactivity. We will see few problems also. This is just a brief line related to radioactivity. All right. So let's start first with what is radioactivity? What does the radioactivity process means? So you see, the radioactivity process, it is the process by which an unstable nucleus it emits one or more particles or energy in the form of electromagnetic radiation. All right, it is the phenomenon of emitting light fragments from an unstable nucleus spontaneously. So it is also known as the nuclear decay. By this process, an unstable nucleus it is emitting one or more particles in the form of electromagnetic radiation. So this is what the radioactive decay is. Now you see, radioactive decay is also known as the nuclear decay, and there are three fundamental nuclear decay. The first one is the alpha decay, the second is the beta decay, and the third is the gamma decay. So in alpha decay, what happens? There is spontaneous emission of the alpha particle from a nucleus which is having large atomic number. Nucleus having large atomic number undergoes spontaneous emission and they emits what? They emits alpha particle, and that particular process is said to be alpha decay. Next is the beta decay. In beta decay, what happens? Spontaneous emission and absorption. Okay, spontaneous emission absorption of an electron or positron takes place by a nucleus. All right. And in gamma decay, what happens? In gamma decay, spontaneous emission of high energy photons takes place. When a nucleus in a higher state, it is de-exciting to the what? To the lower energy state. When a nucleus in a higher energy state, it is de-exciting, okay, to the lower energy state. Then what happened? The photons which are having high energy, they will undergo spontaneous emission. All right, and you will have the gamma decay. So this alpha, beta, and gamma decay in the later videos we will study more elaborately. Here I have just given you the basic meaning of alpha, beta, and gamma decay. Now we will see some terms and some law related to radioactivity. The first is the law of radioactive decay. It is given by n is equals to n naught e to the power minus lambda t. Here lambda it is the radioactive decay constant. T is the time. N naught it is the radioactive sample initially at time t equals to 0. N capital it is the number of radioactive sample after decay after any time t you can consider. All right. So this is the radioactive law. Next you see what is half life. Half life it is the time interval during which half of the sample of radioactive substance decays. Half sample of the radioactive substance decays, that particular time interval it is said to be half life. So t half is equals to ln2 by lambda, and it can be further written as 0.693 by lambda. Lambda I have already said it is the what? It is the radioactive decay constant. All right. Next you see average life, or you can say mean life. Both are same thing. It is defined as the average or mean life of radioactive atom. It is the average, or you can say the mean life of radioactive atoms. It is denoted by tau. All right. And tau is equals to what? 1 by lambda. That means it is the reverse of the half life, right? Sorry, it is the reverse of the radioactive constant. Clear? That means lambda is tau is equals to what? 1 by lambda, and lambda it is the radioactive decay constant. Clear? Now you see the unit of activity. Activity is denoted by dN by dt. Okay, this unit of activity is what? Curie. Now why the unit of activity is Curie? Because radioactivity na, it is measured by the number of disintegrations per time. Since the radioactivity it is measured by the number of disintegrations per time, activity is having the unit as Curie. All right, and 1 Curie can be written as what? 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegration per second. This is the unit of Curie. One more thing I would like to say, Radioactivity, it is a process by which a sample or any material, any substance you can say, it is attaining what? Stability. All right. Radioactivity you can say, or you can say nuclear decays, it occurs to attain what? Stability. All right. Now let's see the natural radioactive series, right? So the first is the thorium series, then is the neptunium series, then is the uranium series, then is the actinium series. And you can write it, remember it is at TNUA. All right. Now this 4n, it is giving the mass numbers. Okay. 4n is the mass numbers. All right. These are these 4n, 4n plus 1, 4n plus 2, 4n, these are giving the mass numbers. So here 4n is the mass number for what? Thorium. 4n plus is for neptunium. For uranium, it's 4n plus 2. For actinium, it is 4n plus 3. All right, we will not go into the details. Just we will see what type of problems we can get. Because so that means what type of problems we will get related to the natural radioactive series. All right. Now, one more thing that you have to note in this particular natural radioactive series is that you can see here the mass numbers. Na? Here you can see the there are only 4 series, right? And the mass numbers of successive members, yes or no? They are differing by 4 units. Why it is differing by 4 units? You have to remember it is differing by 4 units because alpha decay, it is reducing the mass number by 4 units. The reason that there are only 4 radioactive series and the successive members are differing by 4 units because the alpha decay, it reduces the mass number by 4 units. All right. So this is the reason that there is a difference of 4 and there are only 4 natural radioactive series. All right, now we will see the problems. The first question here it is that which one of the following disintegration series of the heavy elements will give rise to bismuth 209 as a stable nucleus out of this 4 series? Okay, out of this 4 series, disintegration series of the heavy elements, which one of the series will give rise to 209 bismuth as a stable nucleus? So you need to see that to calculate this, it is differing by how much? For the in the radioactive series, I have seen you have seen that there all the mass numbers are differing by how much? 4 units. So if you have what the mass number to be 209, just divide it by 4. So 4 5 is how much? 20. Here you will get how much? 9. 4 2 is how much? 8. So the remainder is 1. So now you have to see this is 4, right? Into with it is how much? 52 plus how much? 1. This is equals to what? 209. Yes or no? Now you see this is 4. Clear? This is I'm considering it to be n. And here only 1 is added. That means it is 4n plus 1. Yes or no? Now 4n plus 1, this is related to which series? This is coming, this mass number comes under which series? It is coming under what? It is coming under neptunium series. Yes or no? For neptunium only, the mass number was 4n plus 1. So it will be option B. This is how you can calculate. All right. So now let's see the next question. Here it is said the half-life of a radioisotopic is 4 into 10 to the power 8. If there are 10 to the power 3 radioactive nuclei in a sample today, at present 10 to the power 3 nuclei is there. All right. Radioactive nuclei. So the number of such nuclei in the sample 4 into 10 to the power 9 years ago will be what? So you have to find the number of nuclei at this particular time. So I'm writing here what are given to us. Given is what? T half is equals to 4 into 10 to the power 8 years. All right. At present, the number of radioactive sample I'm considering to be n and it is 10 to the power 3. Initially, I'm considering it to be how much? N naught. That is at time t equals to how much? 4 into 10 to the power 9. Okay, 9 years. So we know the radioactive decay law. What it is written as n is equals to n naught e to the power minus lambda t. So you see n is 10 to the power 3 here. N naught is something we need to find exponential. Lambda can be written as what? ln2 divided by half-life. Half-life is what? 4 into 10 to the power 8. And here you will get what? 4 into 10 to the power 9. T is 4 into 10 to the power 9. So when you will solve this entire term, then you will get the answer to be 1024 into 10 to the power 3. This exponential term, when you will bring it to the right hand side, then it will become 1 by something, and it will become what? Positive. So you can take it e to the power ln 2 divided by 4 into 10 to the power 8. If you see 4 and 4 will get cancelled. Yes or no? And then you will get ln to the power ln 2 to the power 10, and then you get solvency. So finally you will get n naught to be 1024 into 10 to the power 3. That means this much number of nuclei were there in the sample at time what? 4 into 10 to the power 9 years ago. All right. So the correct option is option D. Now let's see the next question. That is the last question. So here what it is said. It is said that the radioactive element X, it decays to what? It decays to Y, which in turn decays to a stable element Z. The decay constant from X to Y is lambda 1 and Y to Z is lambda 2. If to begin with there are n naught number of atoms of X, a short time, that is T, is very less than 1 by lambda 1 as well as from 1 by lambda 2. So the number of atoms of Z will be what? So it is very simple. X is decaying into Y. Okay, Y is unstable. Again, Y is decaying into Z. Z is a stable. Okay, decay constant for X to Y is lambda 1. Y to Z is what? Lambda 2. So at the beginning, at the initial point, n number of atoms were there for X, and a short time is there, T, and T is what? Very less than what? 1 by lambda 1, and as well as it is less than 1 by lambda 2. So you have to find the number of atoms of Z. All right. So first of all, let's see what is given to us. X is decaying into Y, Y is decaying into Z. Z, it is what? Stable. All right. X to Y, the decay constant is lambda 1. Y to Z is what? Lambda 2. Yes or no? This is what? This is the decay constant. Now you see, initially, it is said number of atoms of X. Initially, number of atoms of X is what? N naught. Yes or no? So we can write NZ. It is equals to what? I am directly using the formula. It is equals to N naught 1 minus lambda 2 e to the power minus lambda 1 t divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1 plus lambda 1 e to the power minus lambda 2 t divided by, here you will have lambda 2 minus lambda 1. This is how you can write. I am directly writing the formula here for the nz number of atoms at in the number of atoms for Z. Okay, you can see it in any nuclear physics book. You will get how this formula is derived. So now what you will see that we will evaluate this exponential term. All right. So how we will evaluate e to the power minus x, as we know e to the power minus x is what? 1 minus x plus what? X square by factorial 2 plus dot dot dot. So here you are having what? Nz is equals to what? N naught. The first term is 1. Here you are having what? Minus symbol. So this lambda 2 by lambda 2 minus lambda 1, I will keep as it is, and I will write what? E to the power minus 1, e to the power minus lambda 1 t. So you see here what you will have? Lambda 2 divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1. And e to the power minus lambda 1 t can be written as what? It can be written as 1 minus lambda 1 t plus lambda 1 square t square divided by what? Here you will have what? Factorial 2. That means 2. Yes or no? This is what you will have. Next you see plus dot dot dot. Next you see here for the second term. Here what you will have? Here also you will take lambda 1 divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1 common, and exponential it is how much? Exponential e to the power minus lambda 2 t. So you can write it as 1 minus lambda 2 t plus lambda 2 square t square divided by factorial 2. That means it will be only 2. Again you will write here what? And it continues. So here what you will do? You will neglect the higher order terms. All right, neglecting higher order terms, because it is given in the question that lambda 1 by lambda 1, it is very greater than what? T. So you will neglect, and you will write here nz, it is equals to n naught. All right, the first term is what? 1 minus. This will give you what? It will give you lambda 2 divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1. Alright. The second term will give you what? The second term when you will do, this is lambda 2, this is lambda 1. You will get minus a is plus lambda 1, lambda 2 t divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1. The third term will be minus, yes or no? It will be lambda 1 square lambda 2 t square divided by 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 1. Alright. Plus, here you will get what? Lambda 1 divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1 plus a minus minus lambda 1 lambda 2 t divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1. And the last term is plus. Here you will get what? Lambda 1 lambda 2 square t square divided by what? 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 1. Alright. So you see here what terms will get cancelled. First we will check that one. It is what? Minus lambda 2 by lambda 2 minus lambda 1, but it's lambda 2, it's lambda 1, so this is not going to cancel. You can cancel only this term lambda 1 lambda 2 t divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1, and is lambda 1 lambda 2 t divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1. So these two terms will get cancelled, and here you will have what? Nz will be equals to what? N naught 1 minus, yes or no? It is 1 minus lambda 2 divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1 plus lambda 1 lambda 2 minus lambda 1 minus lambda 1 square lambda 2 t square divided by 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 1, and here you will write what? Plus this I'm making it separate, okay? You will have what? Lambda 1 lambda 2 divided by 2 lambda 2 minus lambda 1. So this is there. All right, now we will do next things. We will write in the next slide this entire thing, and then we will solve. All right. So what we got in the last slide, let's write it here again. It is n naught is equals to what? Sorry, nz is equals to n naught, right? Within the bracket you are having 1 minus lambda 2 divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1. Again you are having what? Plus lambda 1 divided by what? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1. All right, it is minus lambda 1 lambda 2 square. It is lambda 1 square, okay? Lambda 2 divided by t, 2 lambda 1 minus lambda 2, and the last was what? Plus lambda 1 lambda 2 square t square divided by 2 lambda 1 minus lambda 2. Now we will solve this. Here what you will do, we will take common. What term we will take common? We will take common lambda 2 minus lambda 1. So here I am writing nz is equals to what? N naught divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1. So when I will take lambda 2 minus lambda 1 common, what you will have? Lambda 2 minus lambda 1 here. Here minus lambda 2, here plus lambda 1. Yes or no? And here what you will have? Minus lambda 1 square lambda 2 t divided by 2. And here you will have what? Plus lambda 1 lambda 2 square t square divided by 2. Alright, now you see this will get cancelled. And finally here you will have what? Nz it is equals to n naught divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1. And here if you take this 2 within the bracket, okay, if you take the LCM, and if you take here common what? Lambda 1 you take the common, lambda 2 you take common, and one more time you can take common t square. So then you will get what? This is the positive term, so I'm writing it first. It's lambda 2, lambda 1, lambda 2 t square is taken common. All right. And here you will have what? Minus you will have here lambda 1, right? So this lambda 2 minus lambda 1 will cancel this lambda 2 minus lambda 1, and you will get nz is equals to what? N2 by 2. Here you will have lambda 1 lambda 2 t square. Yes or no? So the correct option is, let's check it out. It was what? N naught by 2 lambda 1 lambda 2 t square. The correct option is option A. Clear? So this is the correct option, option A. So this is how you can solve. Once you can do the calculation on your own, that will help you a lot. So that's all in this video. So in the next video, we'll study about the alpha decay, followed by the beta decay and the gamma decay. Thank you so much. Have a good day.